Hey guys, this is kinda sorta gonna be a get ready with me video. I did already apply quite a few products because one thing that I don't like about get ready with me videos is they're so long if you do your makeup from start to finish. Now of course you can edit, but when you edit, if you do like the speed up thing, then it's really hard to explain what you're doing if you speed it up, or if you do a voiceover, then it's not going to be in the same time frame as the video. So for me, the solution is to do a bunch of products first that maybe aren't as interesting, and then just take over the video from there. So that's what I'm going to do today anyways, just to try to make this not be a half-hour video. But let me just go over briefly the products that I've already applied. I always start with EOS lip balm to moisturize my lips so that when I get to the end of the makeup process, I don't have any problems with applying my lip products because they're nice and moisturized. So EOS lip balm. Then the next thing that I do is usually Benefit Cosmetics Ooh La Lift. I had my husband cut the top of this container off so that I could get at what was left in the tube, and then I just had to put a piece of Scotch tape around it because now it won't screw in because that part is gone. But there is a ton of product that you can't get at once you get about 3/4 of the way finished with this. So this stuff is expensive, so I want to use every bit of it, and this is just an under eye corrector. So that's on, and then I go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind dark spot treatment, and I basically put this on any freckles, sun damage, any kind of dark spot that's on my face. I put it on there, and it doesn't make it go away completely, but it does fade it a little bit so that when you apply your foundation, it covers most things up pretty well. Unless you have some really dark freckles, you might not be able to cover those up, but for the most part it will help you cover up or fade you know, sun damage, uneven skin tone, freckles. Then what I put on was my Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light. Sometimes I do my concealer first, then foundation, or sometimes I do foundation, then concealer. I sometimes feel like, you know, the general consensus is that you're supposed to do concealer after, but I feel like a lot of times that the concealer sinks in, works better if I do it first. And then when I put my foundation on, it makes it a little easier to blend everything together. But I don't know, maybe that's just me, so use that. This is a really creamy, easy to blend concealer, by the way. Then I used my Physicians Formula Argan Wear BB Cream. This is in the shade Light/Medium, and this just gives me an all-over bronzy, sun-kissed glow, and this is great for summer, but I don't think I would use this the rest of the year because you know, I have pretty light skin, so, and I don't live in California. I live on the East Coast, the northeast coast, Massachusetts. So yeah, I'll use this in the summer, but that's about it. And then I used blush, and because I didn't put on any kind of a pressed powder or anything like that, the blush went on a little too intense for my taste, and so I have a lot of blush on. This is the Wet n Wild Fergie Centerstage collection Around the Clock blush in Brush with Brilliance, and it's a gorgeous sort of a deep rose shade, and this is very pigmented, so if you buy this, be careful because actually all the blushes in this line are really pigmented. There's 3 of them, and this is awesome. Really enjoy that. The only place I've seen that is Walgreens and Target, I think, are the only 2 places I've ever seen it. Then I used the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. I don't like most eyeshadow primers because I feel like they dry out the skin on my eyes. This is one of the few ones that I can use and get away with using. So I just used that, and then I took a little bit more of the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer and tried to conceal out some veining and discoloration on top of that, because while this is a nice eyeshadow primer, it's very light in color and it doesn't really give you much help in the way of trying to cover up veins. So I just added a little bit of concealer to that. Alright, so that's where we're going to take over right now. So the next step is going to be eyeshadows. Today I'm going to use my Lorac Pro Palette. This is the original one. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the color Champagne and I'm going to put that all over my entire eye area. So let's see, we're going to need a brush for that. Let's see, I think I'm going to start with a MAC 239 brush, and we'll see how that goes. That might not be the best brush to use to do the entire eye area, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Alright, so this is just a champagne shade, and it's kind of a pink champagne, I would say. So while I'm doing this, I figured I would chat with you a little bit about something that I got that was new, and it's not makeup related, but been really enjoying it, and I am so late to the party with this. I feel like most of the world already bought one of these 10 years ago, but sometimes that's how I am. I get things way after everybody else. Unless it's makeup, and then I try to be, you know, right on the cutting edge of what's happening. But in other areas of my life, I'm so far behind, I'm never going to catch up. Anyway, we bought a Blu-ray player, and I have been enjoying that so much, and I didn't know anything about it. One day I just got curious and I started doing all kinds of research on Blu-ray players, and I had no idea that there was so much to them. I thought they were just a machine that played Blu-ray discs. Well, it's much more than that. There's a lot of other features on there, including being able to watch YouTube videos, being able to access my Netflix account, all that stuff. And so I still enjoy my Chromecast devices that I bought to access those things, because, you know, I don't have a Blu-ray player in every single room of the house. I only have it in one room. But yeah, there's a bunch of other things that you can see and do with a Blu-ray player aside from, you know, just watching the discs. And I think I resisted the idea of getting a Blu-ray player for as long as I did, because I didn't really think there was going to be that much difference between Blu-ray and regular DVDs, but there is. I can definitely see a difference, and it's really nice. Another reason why I think I waited so long to get a Blu-ray player and try it out and everything is because at the time we didn't have the right kind of TV, but now about, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, we bought a, you know, big flat screen TV that's HD, and, you know, it's a better, more up-to-date type of television than what we had before. So there was no point in getting a Blu-ray before, because we had like old TVs and stuff. So actually that's not true now that I think about it. We did have an HD TV before, but I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about the one that I have now is actually not that old. It had to replace another one that we had problems with. So anyways, I've been really enjoying the Blu-ray machine that we've gotten, and we've been watching a ton of movies, and we're still watching Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Netflix, and we're trying to watch movies and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and get it all in and not have that be like our whole life, because we both like to spend a lot of time on the internet and do other things like go hiking and all kinds of stuff. All right, now this looks a little crazy right now because I've got like pink champagne all over. So I think what I'm going to do is I kind of packed it on with that shader brush, so now I'm going to blend it a little bit. Just a little bit though, because I am going to put another color on top and I don't want to blend it away too much. But in like this area here, where it's like concentrated, I don't want to have any harsh edges, so I'm just going to blend it on the edges. But yeah, anybody that has a Blu-ray player, you know what I'm talking about. They're really a lot of fun, and I haven't even had a chance to really explore all the stuff that's on there. All right, my next color that I'm going to use is Mauve. So it's this nice plum shade right here. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush. I forget the name of this and the lettering is worn off, but this one. So I'm just going to pick up some of that on my brush, and I'm going to go right over that champagne color. And just kind of buff that into the crease right over the champagne shade. I've been doing a lot of looks lately that are light on the lids and then like a typical crease shade. Sometimes I don't do any highlight shade at all, but I've been really going for the lighter lid colors. And I saw on, whose website was it? Tantalia's blog, I think. She was showing like a sneak preview of a palette that was coming out for the holidays. Now, was it Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette or something like that? Or was it a Tarte palette? Vice 5? I don't know. I'm getting the entries mixed up in my mind. But yeah, one of those palettes had a bunch of light shades in it. Like a bunch of them. Like the whole left side of the palette was all light shades, and I was like, wow, look at that. Because usually when you get palettes, you get like, you know, a variety of light and medium and dark and mattes and shimmers and all that sort of thing, but this had a lot of light shades in it, and I thought, you know what, that would be right up my alley right now. So I might look into that when that gets released in the fall. It's a holiday palette. I can't remember if it was Tarte or Lorac. I can't remember if it was a Vice palette or a Mega Pro palette. But yeah, it looked interesting. Alright, so I'm just buffing Mauve into the crease here. Right over that champagne. And I'm just going to keep doing that with that mauve color until I've created a nice contour here. Okay. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for eyeshadows. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take Maybelline Master Kajal Cream Kohl Liner in Onyx Rush. And I'm going to do my tight line. Now normally I would take a little bit of the darkest color shadow and drag it down along my lower lash line, but when it comes to pinks and purples and shades like that, I feel like if you put it down on the lower lash line area, it can really make you look tired. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to do the liner on the top. Yeah, pinks and purples and colors like that can sometimes be a little tricky to pull off. For that reason, it can make you look like you're tired or bruised, or so you got to be really careful with pinks and purples. Okay, I'm going to use some Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Yesterday, it was raining so hard. It was like torrential downpours all day yesterday. And there was no way I could film the video with that type of lighting. It would have been awful. But fortunately, today is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get outside. I've got some errands to run after I finish this video. And I can't wait to get out there. I love summer. And it's funny because when I was younger, I never used to like it. But I love it. Now that I'm older, I really appreciate it so much more. And this has been such a gorgeous summer. We've gotten very little rain this summer, so it's been really wonderful. Okay, so next is the brows, and recently I did those videos where I showed you the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and the Ardell Brow Pomade. Well, the Ardell Brow Pomade, once I worked with it more and played with it, has won out completely. This, I don't even need to start with the NYX pencil, although if I was in a hurry, well, actually that one's kind of time consuming too. So if you do your brows and want them to look nice, I guess it takes time no matter what. But yeah, this Ardell Brow Pomade with the brush and spoolie that comes with it is really, really great. I am so glad I tried this because I almost didn't. So many times I picked this up and looked at it and I was like, I don't know, and put it back. And I cannot think of one single person on YouTube that uses this, and I really, really like it. So if you've been on the fence about trying this, try it. It's really, really nice, and it's not expensive at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna run a little bit of this through my brows. And it's pretty pigmented, so you gotta be kind of careful. So I just try to run some through the spots that look the most empty. Then I just take the spoolie and just brush it through a little bit to kind of blend it. And once it sets, it seems to be okay. I don't feel like it's really affected by the heat or anything like that. Alright, so that's it for the brows. Now on my lips today, I'm going to use my Estee Lauder lip liner in Fig. And this is just a nice, like, I'm going to say it's like a pinky nude shade. So I'm just going to line my lips, I'm not going to fill them in. And then for lipstick, I'm going to use MAC Cosmo. And again, this is sort of a pinky nude shade. For me, it's like a My Lips But Better shade. And if you're wondering about the finish on this, this is an amplified finish. Okay, so that's my get ready with me video and a little bit of Blu-ray chit chat. And I'll see you next time. Bye, thanks for watching.